Good morning. I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. I want to welcome you to today's presentation, which I have entitled, Where Are They Now? Where are they now? You know, for the last 27 years, I've been blessed with the opportunity to work with a lot of agri-businesses, mostly in the dairy industry, measuring a number of different things, working on their financial progress, measuring that. And in some situations, it was an absolute financial turnaround. Those are the most challenging, of course, but the most rewarding when you hit the success result. So, for the client, particularly for their sake. But ultimately, we start with a series of questions about their operation, trying to get a feel for where they are, where they want to go. And one of the basic questions is that I ask of these new clients, where do you want to be in 3 to 5 years? What would you like to see in 3 to 5 years? And 95% of them say, I'd like to be more profitable. You know, surprise, surprise. I'm sure you were shocked to hear that. But nonetheless, in all seriousness, I take them through a series of steps. And the first of these is measuring, where are they now? Where are they today in their operation? In their profitability, for example, in their cost structure, especially with inflation. This has become imperative the last few years. Um, and is their debt structure optimal? Does it help them maximize their cash flows, inflows and outflows, so that they can, do the best that they can financially? And sometimes this takes arm twisting with the bank, but typically it yields some very positive results. Number two, I asked them, what can we change? For example, simple things that we can change. If you're running a dairy operation or any food related operation for that matter, quality. Are there bonuses in the quality, either directly or indirectly? Absolutely. But number three, what must we change? Notice we went from what can we change to what must we change. Uh, I had worked in a short term engagement with a client, new client in early 2025. And basically, I think the whole scenario appeared to me to be the definition of insanity. You know what that is, don't you? We don't want to change anything and we want to get different results. That is absolutely insane. That does not happen. It does not work. Their costs were high, their production was low, and their feed program was awful. So, as you can imagine, if we add those three things together, the results, wow, they were horrid. And it's sad, but we were able to get them back on track a little bit better. And it's not been a long term engagement, but I think we did them some good. I think one of the most difficult things to convince clients or prospects of is to make changes. But one of the changes I insist that they make, and I am part of that process, is I insist that they measure the results. Because I have found, and you've heard me say this 50 times before, if you measure the results, you can understand them. If you understand them, you can get to better control over them. And of course, if you get better control over them, particularly in the cost area, you can make improvements. Uh, so none of us wants to be that definition of insanity, making no changes and expecting different results. So what I did was I took a little detailed look at our clients over the last 10 years. What I found was quite interesting. Over the last 10 years, their revenue has increased by 32%. And before you go put that all in the bank, I want to share with you that their expenses also increased, but by 17%. So focusing on the revenue side of their business, why did it go up by 32%? Number one, there are two sources. Number one, they increased or improved their existing revenue sources. And number two, they also identified new ones. And I think that's exciting because you can stop right where you are in your business today and ask yourself that very question. What new sources of revenue can I identify? They're out there. My clients are finding them, and you can too. On the expense side, while they did increase by 17% over that 10 years, that's a lot better. That's a lot better than increasing above the level of revenue increase, 32%. So I think the way they did it was we kept the increase in expenses at a lower percentage increase than annually than what we did on the revenue front increases. And so that's the key to make sure that we have, while expenses are going up, they need to go up less than what you're boosting revenue in one way, shape, form, or another. So on the revenue front. So the other thing, how did they do this? I'll tell you how they did it. We measured with them their monthly results. This is not taking anything away from CPAs who create wonderful annual and quarterly and semi-annual financial statements. But the fact of the matter is, it's your responsibility and my responsibility if I'm working with you to get this information sooner. That is those CPA prepared financial statements are wonderful tools. They tell you a lot of good information, and they also help the bankers when you're getting refinanced or your lines renewed or whatever. And they do great work, but we need the information sooner. So I have one final question for you. Where are you now? Is this a challenging time? Yes. Is it a time for excess pride? Absolutely not. It is a time for action. If I can assist you with that, please let me know. As Winston Churchill said, and I quote, there ought to be other ways of refining a business other than merely putting more money into it. End of quote. I want to thank you for listening today. Wish you the best for the holiday season. I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. Thank you very much.